In this video, I am going to show you how to put songs, Japanese songs with Furigana on them into OpenLP for you to be able to use for your Japanese service. So, how do we do that? The first thing that's important, let me go ahead and just give you a quick intro, a quick review of what it means to have songs with Furigana on them. So anytime you have a song that there's a kanji and then you have the ruby, we call it ruby or Furigana on top. It's actually a fairly easy process to do once you understand the flow of it, and it'll make your life a lot easier as far as being able to add Furigana on top of these songs. Today, we're going to learn how to do that. So in order to do that, we're going to pull a song from YouTube. Nao and Lisa Hayashi have made a song have translated a song, "Oh Lord, My Rock and My Redeemer," from Sovereign Grace Music. And we have the text here of their translation. And so what we are going to do is we're going to take this text, prepare it for OpenLP, and then put the Ruby formatting tags in it, the Furigana formatting tags in it, and then send it to OpenLP. Now, before we start, if anything, one of the things that you need to make sure that you do is that in your settings that you have the proper formatting tags installed, set in. So if you go, I'm going to do this again so you can see. Go to Settings, Configure Formatting Tags, and then you have your custom formatting section right here. What you want to do is put these two custom formatting tags into OpenLP. How do you do that? I'm just going to go ahead and do them again so that you can see, and then I'll just delete them afterwards. So go to New, type in this line one right here. We're going to put this one in real quick. So we're just going to type in Ruby top and then hit Tab. RT is the tag, okay? And then we're going to put in the formatting tag. There is a standard Ruby, which is the Furigana, standard Ruby formatting tag, and that's what we're going to put in. So we're going to put in RT like that. And then at the end HTML section, it automatically embeds it in there for us. So we're good. Hit enter, and the first one is done. Now go to New. Now we're going to do this bottom one right here, Ruby base. This one is RB. And then in the HTML, we want to make sure we leave these the tags, the front and back little tags in, and then we're going to put in Ruby like so, and then it'll close it like that for us, and then hit enter, save, boom, you have them in, and you're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and delete these because I already have them, so we're good. All right, Ruby top, Ruby base. Pause the video, make sure that you have these formatting tags in OpenLP. Otherwise, this is going to be a very confusing video for you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save this, and let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy the lyrics for this song. So I'm just going to go over here to this song and shift, click to the end there, Control C to copy. I'm going to just copy it like that. And then I'm going to open a note file here. Give me 1 second. And I'm just going to make a new one. Delete these guys. A new note. Control V to paste it in. In OpenLP, there are a couple of things we need to understand before we continue further, and that is, how do we make these verses and these choruses, verse 2, how do we put these in? And it's a pretty simple process. If you go to this button right here, this is the edit button, edit and reload song preview, hit that. And if you go to edit all, you can actually see what those things look like. Here's the intro. This is the kind of their formatting for each section of a song. And how do we know what that looks like? So you can go, I'm going to just put this one in here. This says verse 3. You have all of these different options: verse, chorus, bridge, pre-chorus, intro, ending, other. So you can throw these in whatever you want to. So like if you're at an ending of a song, you can hit ending and ending one, insert, and then it'll throw ending one in there, okay? And this is essentially what we have going on here. We have an intro one. We at our church use intro one to actually put the title of the song into our song before we put in the verse. That way everybody knows what we're actually singing before we actually start singing it. All right, ignore all this gibberish. This will make sense later on. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. We're going to put in the intro one and the verses and the intro, all of this stuff in there right now. So oops, I forgot to do something. I needed to copy it so that we know we have the right setting. So I'm going to do verse 1 like this. All right, I'm going to highlight that. Actually, I'm going to triple click it. What's the difference between this and triple clicking? The cursor goes on the bottom there, and what it does is it copies the whole line, including the enter, which makes life a little bit easier. So Control C, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to cancel all these out and go to my text file, which has this. And here is verse 1, so I'm going to Control V and see what it did there. I don't have to hit enter. I know it's very sad, very simple, but one enter button really saves a lot of time. All right, I'm moving on. All right, so this is the whole, right here, this is the whole song, the whole verse 1, okay? And then we have here, verse 2, okay? So I'm gonna make this verse 2. And then here is verse 3. I'm gonna remove that and then just type in, pull that in, and then verse 3. Now we have our verses in, but we want to know, we don't want all of this. We don't want all of this being displayed on one big screen. We want to separate them into phrases so that the people don't get drowned in the words, but they're able to focus in on that phrase and be able to praise the Lord for that very specific aspect of that the song is talking about. So the next thing I'm going to do, one other thing that's interesting is that in OpenLP, you can add, you can hard code it to specifically show one phrase at a time. And what you do it is actually very simple. So for us, what we want to do is we want it to be kind of like this, where the first slide shows this, the second slide shows this, the third slide shows this, and the fourth slide shows this for verse 1, and then for verse 2 basically do the same thing, 2 lines at a time. That's kind of the best flow for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this verse 1 and I'm going to paste it right after the 2 lines. So we have 2 lines and then a verse 1, verse 1, verse 1, verse 1. What this does is it tells OpenLP that these are the lines that we want for our song. We basically control when everything comes up instead of letting OpenLP try to figure it out. So we're going to do the same thing with verse 2. I'm going to triple click it so I don't have to enter, copy it, and then I'm going to go down here. We don't need this extra space. I'm going to put a verse 2 in there. Verse 2. Verse 2 is formatted well. Same thing for verse 3. Let's see here. Whoops, messed it up here. 1, 2, 3. Triple click, Control C to copy it, and then paste it in there like so. Verse 3 actually is a little bit longer, has a couple of extra sections in it, and then we're going to close it out with that one to kind of end with that. Also, it might not be a bad idea to kind of just go through the ends and make sure that there are no extra spaces like that, because that'll change the centering of the songs. It'll kind of shift it off a little bit. So we want to kind of make sure that those are all cleared as well. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to go through these last couple ones here. Whoops, too far. Control Z. All right, that looks pretty good. Now we have our verses set up, but we don't have an intro set up yet. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to give us a few spaces over here. And what do I mean by an intro? We have the title slide. The titles and everything are all right here. These are everything, but we put in an intro. What does that intro do? It gives the title of the song so everybody knows what we're about ready to sing. And so the intro is actually, I'm going to go back to edit all, this intro 1. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to triple click it, copy it, cancel out of this. We don't need these guys anymore. And Control V. If you already know that that's what it is, you can also just copy verse 1, paste it, and just change verse to rename it to intro, and it does the same thing. You don't necessarily need to go to OpenLP if that's what you once you know that, you don't have to go through all that. So here's the title, Watashi no Aganai Nushi. Put that in there. If it's a Japanese song, I just leave it this way. But if this is an American song that's been translated, I also put in the original song to make it a little bit easier for people to see that as well. So the original title for this is "O Lord, my rock and my redeemer." So I'll go ahead and put that in. "O Lord, my rock and my redeemer." Boom, that's in there. All right, so we got everything we want. This is ready to go to putting in the furigana. How do you do it? It's actually really easy if you have Copilot. I'm going to Control A, highlight all of this, Control All, and then Control C to copy it. Go to Copilot. We're going to make a new text file here to paste these things in. Go to Copilot, and this is what you put in. Can you add Ruby formatting tags to this? Can you add Ruby? Because this is a standard. This is a very standard aspect of HTML. Ruby formatting tags to this. And then I just hit Shift, Enter, so that I don't have to add a new line. Make it do a whole new conversation, and then Control V. All right, and then hit Enter. And certainly here it is with Ruby formatting tags added. So Copilot does it all for you. And we're gonna wait and let them do it all, as it takes its time to do it. Verse 3 is almost done. Boom, it's done. Now we just hit this copy button, go to our new text file, Control V to paste it, and we are 98% done. What do I mean by that? There are still a few times where even Copilot or even probably ChatGPT will not get the kanji right. All right, and so you kind of need to have somebody who does understand the Japanese to be able to make those differences, because there are some exceptions to the rule. For example, just in the title, Watashi no aganai, typically shu this is the shu kanji, but when there's like an adjective in front of it with an e in front of it, it changes it to not from shu but to nushi. Right? So I'm gonna go like right here. See this one? This is also the same kanji, but this one is shu, and this is actually correct because shu wa yorokobi. There is no adjective in front of it, so it just stays as shu. Yeah, one of the fun things about Japanese that's also very exciting. So you will have to go through here. One of the nice things about this is if you use Notepad++, it kind of highlights where the other text is repeated throughout the thing, so you can kind of see what ones you need to fix and what ones you don't. Like this bottom one you don't need to fix, sareta shu, that needs to be shu. Ushinawareta shu, that's okay. This one needs to be changed. So this one is nushi because it has that little e there. That's like a big hint right there. All right, and then where's the other one? Shu wa yorokobi. Watashi no iwa o naru shu. That's okay. That's fine. Aganai nushi. This is a nushi. Stuff like that. So there may be some other ones in here, but for now I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it as is. Okay. Now this is ready to be installed into OpenLP. So Control A, Control C to copy it. Let's go to OpenLP. We are going to create a new song. We're in the song sections of OpenLP. We're going to create a new song. And we are going to type in the text, but that's kind of all right, so I already copied it. You know what I'm going to do? Let's do this. Let's go back here to OpenLP. We're going to paste the text. We don't need this extra verse 1 formatting tag in there, so we're going to Control A to highlight it, and then Control V to write over it, and enter. Yeah, that's good. We're going to remove that last extra line, and we have everything in, ready to go. All right, I'm going to hit OK. We still need to do these upper tabs real quick, so we're going to put in the title. So if you look here, the title that at our church we've decided to do is put the Japanese in, if it's a Japanese song, and then if it's an English song, or if we've decided to add an English title to a Japanese song, we added that in later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the Japanese text title for the song right here, Watashi no Aganai Nushi. Control copy that, go to OpenLP, paste that title in, and then I'm going to change it to my English space, and then I'm going to type in the title of it. Oh Lord, I'm not going to put in the comma. It's not worth the extra format. It makes it harder to search. Oh Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Okay, and that's good. Over here it says verse order. I'm warning you, I've not entered a verse order. So here's what we're going to do. And you can make this however you want to, but just to make it simply, we're going to put in the verse order. How do you put in the verse order? Right here, there are the labels. I1, which is our intro. This is the I1 for intro, V1, V2, V3, right? So all I'm going to do is go I1 for the intro space, then V1 for the verse, V2 for the verse, and then V3 for the verse. Once we've filled in everything that we've put in, let that warning error remove, saying, hey, you have some of these things that you put in the song that aren't actually in the verse order yet. So it kind of helps you to help do that as well. Maybe if you want to throw in the verse 3 again, if you want to sing it over and over and over again, you can do that as well, like that. But for us, we're just going to leave it as verse 1, intro for the title, verse 1, verse 2, verse 3. Okay, next we're going to go to our authors, and we're going to put in the original Sovereign Grace. So we'll put in Sovereign Grace, and we'll put in words and music, add the song, and then we're going to put in the ones who translated it, Lisa Nao and Lisa Hayashi. All right, so I'm not really sure exactly how to do what their kanjis are for Nao and Lisa, so I'm just going to put in I'm just going to put it in if you know the Japanese way to do it, great, but I'm just going to go like this. And then I'm going to just do Hayashi. That looks weird. Hayashi. We'll just do that. And then we'll make it translating, add the song. This author does not exist. Do you want to add them? Yes. And now we have put the attributions to the correct place. You can put them in songbooks. Like we actually kind of do it kind of in categories as well. You can do songbooks, like we have like Japanese songbooks as well, or you can do like maybe summer camp songs or whatever. So you have like a lot of flexibility to do with this. So for now, I'm just gonna do that to Japanese. Just add that there. Songbooks are done. Topics, if you want to add a topic like one of these things, you can do that as well if you want to. We don't necessarily. And then for the theme is actually really important. You want to make sure that you have the right theme. For our church, we have English theme and Japanese themes. These are for the Bible themes, but for the songs, we just simply put English or Japanese. It might be good to change it to song EN, song JP, maybe to make it a little bit easier to understand, but this is the song, this is what we're using. All right, and that's good to go. We have linked audio. If you do like a background audio track or something like that, you can add that to this. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this the way it is. All of our tabs are in, we're good to go. Hit save, and it'll show up right here. Oh Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Let's take a look at it. Watashi no aganai nushi. That looks good. Oh Lord, my rock and my redeemer. This is our intro slide right here, and then it goes into our verses. Very nice, very clean, simple lines and simple phrases for people to be able to look at and see. So later on, I'll go through this and make sure that all of the Japanese kanji is actually correct. And then once I do make sure that that is correct, then I will go ahead and call it done, basically. But yeah, I think this looks pretty good. I like it. I think we're good. And so then we're ready to send it. We're ready to send it over into our songs, and it's ready to be sung. All right, hopefully that helps. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.